Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Welcome, my dear students. Today we are going to study the angle of elevation and the angle of depression. What about these two angles? Now, let's imagine an observer is observing an object at the top of a tower BC. Now we have two straight lines. First, the horizontal line AB, which is in the level of his eye, and the inclined line from the observer to the observed point AC. Now we have an angle included between two these straight lines, which is angle BAC. This angle is denoted by the angle of elevation. Now we have an angle of elevation which is BAC. And let's imagine another one at point C and observe point A. The observer at point C, now we have two straight lines, CD and CA. CD is the horizontal line and CA is the inclined line. The included angle between these two straight lines is called the angle of depression. Now we have angle of depression, which is angle ACD. From parallelism of CD and BA, so measure of angle of elevation equals measure of angle of depression, two alternate angles. Now let's start to study examples. From the top of a lighthouse, a ship was observed at an angle of depression of 37 degrees. If the distance from the ship to the bottom of the lighthouse was 150 meters, find the height of the lighthouse. Let BC represent the lighthouse and the ship at a point A. So AB represents the distance from the ship to the base of the lighthouse. Now the distance of AB equals 150 meters. And since measure of angle of depression, which is angle DCA, equal 37 degrees. So therefore, measure of angle A equals measure of angle ACD equal 37 degree alternate angles. In triangle ABC, we have measure of angle A and the length of its adjacent, and its opposite is missed. So we will use opposite over adjacent equal tan A. Since tan A equals BC over AB, therefore BC over 150 equals tan 37. By cross multiply, you will get ABC length approximately equals 113 meters. So the height of the lighthouse is 113 meters. More examples to more understanding. A man found that the measure of the angle of elevation of the top of a house at a point 50 meters far from its base is 38 degree 26 minutes. Now let's AB is the house and Point C is the point at distance 50 meters from its base. And the angle of elevation of the top of this house is 38 degree 26 minutes. Now we want to find the height of this house, which is the opposite in triangle ABC. And we have the adjacent. So then angle ACB, which is tan 38 degree 26 minutes, equals opposite, which is AB, over adjacent BC, which is 50. By cross multiply, and we find AB length equals 40 meters. Approximately equals 40 meters. So the height of this house is about 40 meters. From the top of a tower of height 50 meters, the measure of the angle of depression of a body in the same horizontal plane with its base is 23 degree 24 minutes. Find the distance between the body and the base of the tower to the nearest meter. Let the tower is AB, which is 50 meters height, and the angle of depression, which is DAC, equals 23 degree 24 minutes. And from alternate, therefore measure of angle C equals measure of angle DAC equals 23 degree 24 minutes. Now in triangle ABC, which is right at B, we have the opposite of C, and we want to find its adjacent. So by using tan 23 degree 24 minutes equals AB, which is 50 meters over BC. By cross multiply, we will find BC approximately equals 116 meters. So the object was at distance 116 meters from the base of the tower. A light pole of height 7.4 meters gives a shade on the ground of length 5.55 meters. Find in radian the measure of the elevation angle of the sun at that moment. Let AB represent the pole, which is 7.4 meters, and its shade length represented by BC, which is 5.55 meters. For angle C, we have its opposite and its adjacent, and we want to find its measure. So since tan C equals AB over BC, which is 7.4 over 5.55 meters. By using your calculator, shift tan, therefore measure of angle C equals 53 degree 7 minutes and 48 seconds. But it's a degree measure, and he wants to the radian measure. So we will multiply the degree measure times by over 180. You will get the radian measure, which is 0.927 radian. A man of height 1.5 meters was standing on the ground at a point which is 10 meters far from a flagpole. He found that the measure of the angle of elevation of the top of the flagpole is 40 degree 22 minutes. Find the height of the flagpole to the nearest meter. Now let CD represents the man and AB represents the flagpole. And we will draw a horizontal line from point C, which is the head of the man, to point on the flag, which is N. Now we will draw CN. In triangle ANC, we have angle ACN, which is the angle of elevation, which its measure is 40 degree 22 minutes. And NC equals BD equals 10 meters. And since tan angle ACN, which is 40 degree 22 minutes, equal opposite, which is AN over adjacent 10, and by cross multiply you will get AN equals 8.5 meters. Now we have AN, but it's not all of the height of the flagpole, but the height of the flagpole is AB. By adding AN plus NB, you will get the height of the flagpole, which is 8.5 plus 1.5 equals 10 meters. The last example today is from the top of a rock of 50 meters high, the measure of two angles of depressions of two sailboats are 32 degree and 32 degree 10 minutes and 49 degree 30 minutes. Find the distance between the two sailboats. Now we let AB represents the rock and BD the distance from the first sailboat, and CB represents the distance from the second sailboat from the base of the rock. Now the distance between the two sailboats is DC. Now we want to find DC, but this year you study only solving right angle triangle. So we will start first in triangle ABD. To find BD length, we have the opposite of angle D and we will find its adjacent. Then we will look at triangle ABC, and we have the opposite AB and we want to find the adjacent, which is BC. So let AB represents the height of the rock and CD represents the distance between the two sailboats. In triangle ABD, tan 32 degree 10 minutes equal 50 over BD. By cross multiply, you will get BD length, which is approximately equals 79.5 meters. By the same way, in triangle ABC, we'll find BC equals 42 meters. And then we'll find BC equals 42.7 meters. By subtracting BD minus BC, we will get the distance between the two sailboats, which is 36.8 meters. We finished our lesson today. Thank you, and I hope you enjoyed and understood. Thank you. Thank you again, and see you next video. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Mr. Hussein al-Masri.